whatever is going on in our lives is all based on the beliefs of our heart, which is producing fruit. And the real truth is, doesn't matter how hard you try to overcome it, doesn't matter how hard you try to change it, it's not going to change until the beliefs of our hearts change. And so, man, I saw this as the missing piece of almost everything that we were taught about God. And I found that there were so many things about God that were true and that should work in our lives, but they didn't work in our lives because the heart was not at the root of how we establish those truths. And so when we establish truth in our mind, all we have is ego, all we have is pride, all we have is arrogance. But when we establish the truth in our heart, now we have the power of God. Grace goes to work in us, and grace is God's power, God's ability, God's capacity, God's strength that works from our heart, that comes by unmerited favor, that makes us able to do and be all the things that God says we can do or be. I'll tell you, if you've heard these watered down, goofy messages about grace, that sin doesn't matter and all that kind of stuff, uh, that's not what I'm talking about when I talk about grace. I'm talking about grace the way the Bible talks about grace. I'm talking about grace according to the definition of the word in the original language. And so grace works from our heart when we believe the truth. And so it's the grace of God that moves us from the realm of information to the realm of experience, and then ultimately to the realm of bearing fruit. And suddenly life gets incredibly easy when we understand that all this has got to be established in our heart.